To the class of 2020, students, families, faculty, and friends, today we gather to virtually celebrate the accomplishments of UW students who have finished a baccalaureate or doctoral degree in chemistry or biochemistry. I am Mike Heineke, professor and chair of the Department of Chemistry at the University of Washington. While I wish that I were standing in front of you today, I'm pleased to welcome you to our virtual graduation and awards recognition ceremony, at which we honor the class of 2020. Today, I have the pleasure of being the very first to congratulate our students who have persevered in this challenging program of coursework and in some cases contributed original research to earn their degree. I'm pleased that you can virtually join me as we celebrate this wonderful accomplishment. Only about a quarter of you watching from home today are graduates. The majority of you are friends and family of the graduates who have in many cases provided encouragement and perhaps even financial support. I'd like to take this moment to thank you for your support of the class of 2020 and encourage our graduates to do the same. They could not have done it without you. We have much to do today. In a few minutes, we will introduce and hear comments from two of our graduating baccalaureate students. We will recognize the PhD graduates who have chosen to join us today. And then it will be time to recognize a few of our baccalaureate students who have earned various honors. Finally, we will recognize each of our baccalaureate students by name. At the conclusion of our event, we'd like to invite you to join some of our faculty live on Zoom for a virtual reception. To kick things off, here are a few words from your faculty.
Good evening. I am Tricia Davis, Chair of Biochemistry. Congratulations, graduates. I hope you take a moment to revel in your many accomplishments before you turn to the future. In the midst of this pandemic, it is clear now more than ever how much the world needs you with your scientific training. We hope that you take advantage of all that you learned, and we wish you well in all your future endeavors.
Hi, class of 2020. Thank you for all you've given to UW during the time you've spent on our campus. You'll be missed. I can't wait to see how the world changes under your leadership in the years to come.
Class of 2020, this is Professor Cody Schlenker, and I just wish you the best and in all that you do. Congratulations.
Hi, 2020 graduates. This is Dr. Carol. I've seen many of you in Gen Chem or maybe just in the hallways, but I wanted to say congratulations in all of your accomplishments in the last several years. Some of you I never saw because you took Gen Chem somewhere else, but I think we can all agree it was quite a hurdle as a first-year college student to get through general chemistry, and you had no idea what was coming down the road. So a lot of congratulations as you overcome all of these hurdles and huge accomplishments that you've made. And for those of you that are graduate students that I've worked with as TAs, thank you for all that you've done to support the program and the students, and I wish you all the best. Congratulations.
Hey, Theo and I congratulate the class of 2020 and especially my awesome Biochem 442 students. You guys rock.
All right, my deepest congratulations to the graduating class. I've enjoyed working with many of you as undergraduates in my classes as well as in my research group. And many congratulations and best wishes for your next steps.
Hello, graduating class of 2020. Although it's very strange to celebrate with you remotely like this should not diminish your achievement or the joy and pride that you feel for reaching this milestone.
We wanted to get together with you one last time, congratulate you on all your hard work and accomplishment, and wish you all the best going forward. Good job.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, class of 2020. I am Alexandra Velian, and you might have taken inorganic chemistry with me these past years. Today, I'm celebrating your achievements, and I'm wishing you the best of luck in this important next step of your lives.
Professor Golder here. Congratulations to the class of 2020. I know this might not be exactly what you thought you signed up for, but go out into Seattle and across the world and continue to strive for greatness.
Hello, seniors, graduating class. My name is Hannele Ruohola-Peikkö, and I'm a professor in biochemistry and associate director in the Stem Cell Institute here in Seattle in University of Washington. I wanted to tell you that it's been an absolute pleasure to be able to teach you during these years either in lab or in the courses, Biochem 442, for example. You've given me such a joy and hope to the future. It's been fantastic to see your curiosity, your interest, your braveness. All I can say is keep it up. Do not change. Go out there to the world with the same excitement and curiosity that you've shown me here. Okay. Have a good future and don't forget us here in UW. Bye-bye.
Congratulations, class of 2020. We are all so proud of you and the directions you're all taking.
Hello, graduates. I'm sorry we can't be together today, but I wanted to congratulate you on all of your hard work and your hard-earned success. And let you know it was really my pleasure to teach you in Biochemistry 440. I wish you all the best with your future endeavors. Congratulations.
Congratulations, 2020 graduates. You have overcome huge challenges, especially this year, to get where you are today. The current situation has taught us that no matter where in the world we are physically located, we are all just an internet away. So whenever you want to come back to your academic home, you will find us in the Department of Chemistry, whether in Bagley Hall, on our Twitter feed, or on our Facebook page. So please stay in touch.
Congratulations, class 2020!
It is now my pleasure to introduce Dr. Elshakim Nelson, who will introduce our student speakers.
Welcome, everyone, and a big congratulations to the class of 2020. It is my honor and pleasure to introduce this year's commencement speakers. Before you set off on your journeys as graduates of the University of Washington, we have selected 2 speakers to share some of the experiences of their own journeys as students at the UW. Our first speaker is Kate Juergens, who is graduating with a biochemistry major and a microbiology minor. Kate transferred to the UW as a sophomore, driven by the passion for understanding protein structure and function. In essence, asking the question, how do proteins work? And can you design a protein from scratch? This passion led her to Professor David Baker's laboratory, where over the last 2 years, she has been computationally designing icosahedron protein nanocages that can spontaneously self-assemble. Outside of research and outside of the classroom, Kate has been an active volunteer and a mentor for other transfer students arriving at the UW. Kate, I would like to welcome you to the virtual podium to speak about your time at the UW.
Hello, chemistry and biochemistry students, family, and faculty at the University of Washington, Seattle, who've chosen to join today in congratulating the class of 2020 in this first ever virtual chemistry and biochemistry graduation. To the family and faculty of the graduating class of 2020, all of you have had a tremendous impact on our students. We thank you for your support in facilitating the best education possible and your dedication to our intellectual endeavors. To my class of 2020 biochemistry students, sitting in your homes right now, you might be thinking this is an awfully anticlimactic end to your 4-year biochemistry degree at the University of Washington. However, for us, this online graduation is not so much a misfortune as we may perceive it to be, and I want to tell you why. As biochemists, we acknowledge that the details matter. In our time at the University of Washington, we have had the privilege to gain a perspective on some of the most profound crevices of nature. When somebody asks us what we care about, the answer is simply all of it. We see that the system works as a whole, with interconnected pathways which intricately complement one another. We have an appreciation for the delicate balance that is life and the drive to discover and answer some of nature's most complex problems. The noun biochemist insinuates a single type of person or being who's simply an expert in the chemistry of living organisms. And while this is true, when I look at the class of 2020, and I think about the students that I have come to know in my time here at the University of Washington, there is not a single definition that I could possibly narrow down to figure out what it meant to be a biochemist. For me, being a biochemist means having grit. I still remember sitting down in Chemistry 452, our first physical chemistry class, and wondering, quite frankly, if I was actually going to fail. I personally think that many of us found the course so daunting because of the rumors on how impossible it was. This was, of course, ridiculous because we were missing out on the fact that we were going to learn about Brownian motion and how to explain it, how to calculate helix coil transitions. And finally, approaching our first midterm, Professor Sarah Keller, who many of us had as an instructor, told us that we could fail and it was going to be okay, because at one point she had too. Failure cannot end you, and I think that this is a lesson that will continue to stick with me and impact me for the rest of my life, and hopefully all of you too. Because despite all of what we had trained to work for, those late night homework sessions and those long discussion board threads in physical chemistry were much more the result now of curiosity and passion, and not necessarily just a grade. Because failure holds no threat unless you let it, and quite frankly, it's good for you here and there. This is grit. It's a drive to do something that you love because it's an honest passion. And this grit is something I see embedded in all of you, and even more than just biochemistry. Our class has students who are involved in journalism and write for the Daily. We have students interested in physical fitness and health. We have students training for marathons, climbing mountains, traveling the world. We have Fulbright scholars. We have students who are artistic and interested in how to make sustainable fashion. We have students who are incredibly charitable and they spend their time volunteering and engaging in philanthropy. And finally, we have students who are incredibly hardworking, working in part-time jobs on top of school in order to help fund their own education. So what does it mean to be a biochemist? And what does that mean for all of us today? Not just the class of 2020, but all of you who are listening. The class of 2020 biochemistry students are here today walking away with a diploma and shaking hands virtually, not only because of our hard work, but because at some point along our paths, we all came to the exact same conclusion. We wanted to know all of the details. For many of us, that carries through with everything that we do. We chase it with all that we've got. With that, as scientists, we will push to answer the questions that still conquer our society at this very moment. We're the future solution to many of the world's most difficult and challenging problems that still remain. Designing novel therapeutics, tailored therapies, solving the climate crisis, and potentially, we are the solution to even a pandemic. After all, it was Edmund H. Fisher himself, a Nobel laureate at the University of Washington Department of Biochemistry, who said, "It is commonly said that a teacher fails if he has not been surpassed by his students." So, I hope you're sitting in your chair feeling at least a little lucky. Yeah, we cannot deny that this is not the most ideal ending to our 4 years dedicated to our rigorous studies. However, not even a pandemic can steal our curiosity, our compassion, our willingness to learn, or our determination. A pandemic cannot steal from us our skills that we have worked so hard to develop, which will change the world. Today, we are biochemists. But the truth is, in a way, we always have been and we always will be. So I send my biggest congratulations and regards to my fellow 2020 classmates. May you be uplifted, and in your near future, may you surpass even your most daunting and daring professors in your future endeavors. Trust me, it's what they want to see. We're the future and we are the hope. Feel celebrated and feel remembered because you are. Thank you.
Our second speaker is David Hales, who is graduating with a Bachelor of Science in Chemistry and a Bachelor of Science in Physics. David has been an active member of our department, and some of you may know him as a chemistry tutor at the Center for Learning and Undergraduate Enrichment, as a classmate, a teaching assistant for Chem 152, as the president of the chemistry club known as the Free Radicals, or as an undergraduate researcher in Professor Alexandra Velian's laboratory. What is clear from my own personal interactions with David is that he has a passion for chemistry and has used his time at the UW to share this passion with others. David, we look forward to listening to you speak about your time at the UW.
Thank you, Professor Nelson, for the introduction. Hello, graduates, family, and friends, and welcome on this very special day. Before we go any farther, I want to take a minute and acknowledge the people who have made our accomplishment possible. First, to our professors, you are the bedrock of this institution. Thank you for your patient smiles and listening ears as we stumbled through our poorly conceived questions. You light up our education with your preparedness, enthusiasm, approachability, and consistency. To our TAs, you really are an integral part of our learning. Thank you for being a role model and for your endless clarifications. To all those who have taught us, we're sorry for our neurotic point grubbing and hour before the deadline emails. It must just be in our deoxyribonucleic acid. To the stockroom staff, the maintenance staff, the custodial staff, and the main office staff, thank you for maintaining the systems that support us and for keeping everything running smoothly. Without you, the department would be as broken as the teaching lab NMR instruments. To our academic advisors, Casey Renneberg, Tim Bradford, and the recently retired Mary Hardy, your advice and wisdom has been indispensable. Thank you for helping us shape our experience into the best it could be. I also want to personally thank my PI, Professor Velian, for teaching me what it means to be a good scientist. I will always remember your patience and support as I bounce from project to project. And of course to my family, your unconditional love and support are worth more than gold to me. Now to all the graduates, take a deep breath. We did it. It's over. Congratulations. You can say for the rest of your life that you graduated from the University of Washington with a degree in chemistry or biochemistry. And that's no small feat. Let's talk about a few of the experiences that we've shared during our time together. Let's acknowledge it now. College is hard, really hard. I can't count the number of times I've worked late into the night on some assignment, and my experience is by no means unique. I can't think of anybody who doesn't have a story about a test that they studied hard for but still bombed. Oh, and the poor abused glassware. My count for broken glassware is at 5. A 2-liter bottle, a crystallization dish, a 250 milliliter beaker, and 2 graduated cylinders, a 20 mil and a 100 mil. Believe me, once I'm graduated cylinders will be a whole lot safer. Not only did we have to complete an endless stream of homework, perform challenging labs, and take difficult tests quarter after quarter, but we did so while also forging our own personal identities and learning to live on our own, often for the first time. The amount that this graduating class has grown over the past several years is incredible, believe me. I just TA'd for Chem 152, Freshman General Chemistry, and I can vouch for the vast difference in maturity between those students and the students I've taken classes with the past few quarters. Yes, we did learn a lot of chemistry in this department, but we also learned how to think critically, work hard, interpret data, and pay attention to detail. Outside of the classroom, we learned how to interact with others, deal with our emotions, and conquer our fears. And all of this learning and growth we have done as the world and current events just seem to get crazier and crazier. But we made it through, and we made it through together with poise, determination, and grit. I'm proud to be a member of the graduating class of 2020. As it always is when entering the real world, this transition period will be fraught with difficult questions about our careers and professional self-identification. Am I an expert in chemistry? Can I call myself a chemist yet? As undergraduates, we might not feel like experts in chemistry, but it is worth remembering the academic environment that we have existed in for the past several years. We are surrounded by hundreds of other smart chemistry students, TAs who are largely PhD candidates, and professors who have taught their subject for years, if not decades. It's no wonder that sometimes we feel unqualified. But let's look at this through a different perspective. We, by virtue of graduating from this institution with the knowledge we have accumulated, know more about chemistry than 99% of the world's population. And I'm guessing that figure is closer to 99.9%. At the University of Washington, we were granted a world-class education. I would argue we've earned the label of chemist, if that's what we want to call ourselves. The world needs us chemists more than ever. Society is calling on us to help fix its problems. We will create the vaccine for the world's next global pandemic. We will explain how greenhouse gases heat the earth to our climate change skeptical uncle. We will design and perform tests to ensure that our drinking water is free of toxic contaminants. We will invent new methods for harvesting solar energy with nanoparticles or perovskites or organic materials. We will pioneer new cancer treatments. We will create metal organic frameworks to capture carbon from the atmosphere. We will discover things the likes of which the world has never dreamed of. We will do all this and more. Our expertise is needed. Let's show the world what we've got. Now, it wouldn't be a commencement speech without a little bit of unsolicited life advice, right? I know I've only been on planet Earth for a grand total of 22 years, but here's my 2 cents. The world is full of distractions, so take the time to identify what's truly important to you and focus on it. Cherish and maintain your friendships, as they are a valuable possession. Do things that make you happy. Don't chase the hedonistic kind of happiness, although there is a time and place for that, but rather pursue the kind of happiness that comes from helping others, following your passions, and reaching your goals. As my speech comes to an end, I have one more big, important thank you. And it's for my fellow graduates. I've met so many amazing people during my time at the University of Washington, and so many of them are from this department. You made my experience fun and relatable and meaningful, and I can't ask for anything more. So, to all the graduates out there, thank you. Congratulations on this accomplishment, and I wish you all the best in your futures, wherever you may go.
Thank you to both of our student speakers for sharing your UW experiences with us. I'd like to now introduce you to the incoming chair of the Department of Chemistry, Professor Munira Khalil.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Munira Khalil. I am a professor in the chemistry department and the incoming chair, and it is my pleasure and privilege to honor the accomplishments of our PhD students. A PhD or Doctor of Philosophy degree is the highest academic degree awarded at the University of Washington. The first PhD degree in the United States was awarded by Yale University in 1861. The University of Washington awarded its first PhD degree in 1914, and the first PhD degree in the UW Chemistry Department was awarded in 1915. In the recent past, we have approximately 50 students per year who are awarded PhD degrees in the fields of chemistry and biochemistry. What does it take to earn a PhD degree, you may ask? A student completes coursework and original scholarly research over a period of 5 to 6 years beyond the bachelor's degree. During their time in graduate school, PhD students identify a scientific problem of interest and solve it. This is a journey, it truly is, and it requires perseverance, hard work, and relentless focus. It culminates in the doctoral thesis in which a PhD candidate defends before the public and a committee of experts. Our graduates leave with world-class scientific skills and leadership abilities, which translate into successful careers in academia, industrial and government research, patent law, entrepreneurial ventures, and financial consulting, to name a few. Our graduates have earned the right to wear the purple and gold gown that represents the University of Washington. We honor their accomplishments. It is now time to acknowledge these students individually. We have invited the research mentor of each student participating in today's ceremony to say a few words. I will start us off by recognizing my own student, James Daniel Gaynor. James's thesis title is Correlated Electronic and Vibrational Motion, a direct perspective through multidimensional vibronic spectroscopy. James, it has been a pleasure to mentor you over the past 5 years, and I'm really proud of the work that you have done. You have developed a new technique. Not only have you shown how to do this experimentally, but James has also taught us and the entire community how to be able to interpret this work. I'm just so thrilled for you, and I'm delighted to see what you're going to do in the future. All the very best from all of us.
Trevor Johnson received his undergraduate degree from the University of Washington. The title of his thesis is Additive Manufacturing of Catalytically Active Living Materials. He is a distinguished member of the Nelson Laboratory and will have 8 scientific research publications based on his doctoral studies. Congratulations, Trevor.
Congratulations, Dr. Shichao Sun. Shichao has been a wonderful graduate student in my research group. Thank you very much for your contribution. Shichao's PhD thesis title is Toward Better Understanding of Molecular Magnetic Properties with Ab Initio Simulation Methods. Congratulations.
I'd like to congratulate Tianzi Jiang on her thesis entitled Studying Intercellular Signaling Underlying Human Diseases Using Open Microfluidic Co-Culture. Tianzi was one of the founding graduate students of our lab. She's been in the lab since the very beginning of our lab's opening. And she's created numerous microfluidic devices that have opened up research opportunities in asthma and kidney disease. She's collaborated with both asthma physicians and kidney doctors, as well as biomedical researchers in these two spaces. And she's presented at numerous international conferences and received multiple awards. Our deepest congratulations to you. We'll miss you, and we wish you all the best for your next steps.
Well, it's a real pleasure to recognize Wei Zhang today with his well-deserved PhD degree. His dissertation title is Metal and Gas Adsorption on High Surface Area Catalyst Support Materials, Energetics by Calorimetry and Adsorbate Structure. Wei comes to us from the coastal city of Qingdao, China. He attended Nankai University and finished in less than 4 years with his BS degree, during which time he published 3 excellent peer-reviewed papers, including one as a first author. He joined my research group in 2015, and he has published 6 excellent papers or 6 excellent papers will result from that work. And amazingly, 5 of these are completely different types of highly difficult measurements. The last 2 of these papers are super important. They demonstrate the first way to do 2 whole new classes of measurements of great importance to catalysis, each of which could lead to a major new grant and decades of high-profile research. He had a litany of hurdles that were much more challenging than most students encounter. He went through those beautifully. Most importantly, he had to master a new XPS electronics upgrade that saved our group $1 million because we went with a ma and pa operation, and he's so instrumentally gifted. He just mastered that and then really got the rest of the group to where they could use the new capability. He always did these challenges with a smile. He also writes exceptionally well, won several awards while he was here in grad school. He mentored 2 undergraduate students beautifully, one of whom is already in grad school and the other is headed in that way. Wei is also an excellent outdoor sportsman. He approaches life with a big smile and a very happy attitude. I want you to reflect for a minute how difficult it must be for grad students from China at this time to manage in the United States after watching the virus attacking their home country, and then certain tensions that resulted here. Wei has managed that so beautifully as a person. He's earned my highest respect, both as a human being and as an exceptionally good scientist. Congratulations, Wei.
I'd like to congratulate my PhD graduate, Beth Mundy. Her thesis title is Aminophosphines as Precursors for Doped and Phased Pure Metal Phosphide Nanocrystals, Synthesis Beyond Tris-trimethylsilophosphine. Beth, it was a long, hard road, and I'm so proud of all that you accomplished in our lab. You've left us with a lot of synthetic tools that we're going to be using for years to come, and I'm really excited to see what you contribute to the world moving forward.
I'd like to congratulate Sam Berry on his thesis entitled Leveraging Open Microfluidics for Platform Development and Cell Signaling Studies in Vitro. Sam was one of the early members of our group and a pioneer in the space of open channel droplet-based microfluidics, as well as multiple different multiculture systems. He forged a new area of research within our lab on tuberculosis, including setting up multiple collaborations with people in the UW and Seattle TB research community, as well as abroad. He spent 6 months of his PhD in Sweden at the Karolinska Institute on an NSF GRFP/GROW fellowship, and he's presented at numerous international conferences and received multiple awards. My sincere congratulations to you. We'll certainly miss you, and we wish you well in your next steps.
Jeffrey Buenaflor, thesis titled Designing Nickel and Palladium-Based Pre-Catalysts to Improve Catalyst Transfer Polymerization Towards Conjugated Polymer Synthesis. Jeffrey was one of the best graduate student instructors for the department,
who invested in the success of his students. His devotion earned him the Excellence in Teaching Award, the highest accolade given to graduate instructors at the university. He also participated in a lot of STEM outreach, and he was a great supporter of diversity. He will be pursuing a postdoc at the University of Minnesota starting in July. Congratulations, Jeffrey.
I'd like to recognize John Tabor for his PhD thesis titled Organoselenium Catalyzed Oxidative Transformations of Alkenes. It's been an absolute pleasure having John in the group over the last several years. John joined my group at a point of transition when many of the previous set of group members had disappeared, and he has been absolutely instrumental in starting from scratch an entirely new area of research in my group. I asked John if he was interested in looking at something new. He immediately said, yes, I would be more than happy to. He was absolutely fearless in pursuing this idea, despite the fact that neither of us really knew what we were doing. And thanks to his hard work, his organization, his selflessness, and his diligence, we were able to open up an entirely new area that is now an active area of research for most of my group. So John has just been an absolute pleasure to work with this whole time. We're going to really miss having him here. Congratulations, John, and good luck with everything in the future. Thank you.
Congratulations, Dr. Joseph Kasper. Joe has been a great student in my research group for 5 years. His research focused on including relativistic effect in simulations of molecular spectroscopy. His thesis title is on the incorporation of relativistic effects in computing electronic spectroscopies. Congratulations.
Victor Lee, and his thesis title is Approaches to Deciphering Zero-Point Energy Effects for Molecular Clusters Using Diffusion Monte Carlo. Victor was my first graduate student at the University of Washington when I moved here 5 years ago, leaving everyone else behind in Ohio. And Victor, I basically gave the responsibility of setting up the group culture and also getting the science going in the group, and he exceeded everything I could have expected. Victor's PhD work basically took our work on diffusion Monte Carlo that we've been doing for 15 years to a point beyond which any other student has gotten it to. He's really led the way for the next generation of our research group, and I'm just so proud of everything he's accomplished.
So this is Frank Turacek. I'm going to introduce Yang Liu, who graduated or defended her thesis in November last year, 2019. Her thesis was called Structural Elucidation of Biomolecular Ions in the Gas Phase Using Novel Mass Spectrometric and Computational Methods. I should say Yang was a very productive graduate student. She published the total of 7 research papers. And on top of that, she gave several conference presentations. But that's not all. She managed to get married in China while she was still in the grad school. And she also did a great work in helping me to tutor a high school student, a local high school student. So Yang, best luck to you, and I wish you all success in your future personal and professional work.
So this is a message for Dr. Catherine Korp. Her thesis title was Ultrafast Photochemical Reactivity of Heptazine-Based Materials. Katie initiated a major new research area in my group centered on photochemical reactivity of heptazine-based species. And I'm really grateful for the leadership and the perseverance and dedication that she demonstrated in my group throughout her time at UW. As she embarks on this new phase of her career, I look forward to the great things that she will do next. Best wishes, Katie.
So this is Rachel Hutto, and Rachel's thesis title is Calcium Handling and Stress Responses of Photoreceptor Mitochondria. So Rachel did her thesis research with guidance from me, James Hurley, and Professor Susan Brockroff, and she learned a lot from both of us, and we also learned a lot from her. Rachel's been one of the most keenly observant students that I've worked with, and while studying mutant lines of zebrafish that she developed, she noticed some unusual shapes and behaviors of their mitochondria. And a lot of students might have missed that, but Rachel picked up on those and she really went with it. She turned those observations into some really interesting insights about how mitochondria function and survive, and that's what really became her PhD thesis. So Rachel's also been one of the most scholarly students that we've worked with. She quickly became a lab expert on calcium and relationships between calcium and mitochondria, and she basically taught the rest of the lab everything that we know. So Rachel loves teaching, and she's taken every opportunity to gain experience teaching. She takes it seriously, and her lectures are exceptionally clear and engaging. The students really love her. So it's been an honor to have had the opportunity to work with Rachel over the years, as watch her develop her research skills and her teaching skills. And I also really appreciate, or we also really appreciate, the whole lab, all the contributions that she's made to along the way to our research programs. So so thank you, Rachel, and congratulations.
Brianna Rose King. The role of microtubule-associated proteins during microtubule nucleation and organization. For her thesis, Rose conquered a very challenging assay to produce some of the most beautiful data I have ever seen, and even more importantly, to answer a fundamental question in our field. She will now pursue a career in education.
It is my pleasure to introduce Dr. Lexi Walls on this very special day of graduation, which is a well-deserved recognition of the work she carried out over the past 5 years. The title of Lexi's dissertation thesis is Understanding Coronavirus Fusion Through Structure. Her work represents a groundbreaking contribution to this field, which is a very timely contribution due to the current COVID-19 pandemic caused by a novel coronavirus, which prevents us from having an in-person graduation ceremony. Lexi is a very special member of the lab, as she is the very first student who expressed interest in joining my lab when I was starting my independent career as assistant professor. Lexi demonstrated she is a problem solver, capable of learning or doing anything she set out to accomplish, and this is illustrated by her most impressive track record. Lexi has become a recognized structural biologist. She received numerous fellowships and distinctions, including the prestigious Weintraub Award, in addition to publishing 14 top-tier publications, including 7 first author articles. It has been a privilege to work with Dr. Lexi Walls, and I look forward to watching her in the next steps of her career, which I'm sure will be amazing.
So I'd like to recognize Lucas Quinn Flagg for his PhD thesis, Understanding Ion Injection and Transport in Mixed Ionic Electronic Conductors. Lucas was the first graduate student to take on a new research direction of mixed ionic electronic transport in conjugated polymers in my research group. As such, he pioneered a completely new project, set up new experiments, such as electrochemical quartz crystal microbalance gravimetry. He helped us learn how to make organic electrochemical transistors and applied scanning probe microscopy to characterize these materials. His results have important implications for bioelectronics applications, energy storage, and neuromorphic computing. And above and beyond that, I'd just like to say Lucas was a true intellectual, curiosity-driven, and is an amazing person to work with. I'm sure he's going to have great success at his National Research Council postdoc at NIST and beyond in life. Lucas, we're going to miss you. Congratulations and best wishes.
I'd like to congratulate my PhD student, David Unk. His thesis title is Designing the Interface of Transition Metal Phosphides for Electrocatalysis. David, you have been an amazing lab citizen. All of your leadership has been greatly appreciated. We're going to miss you a lot. I can't wait to see what you leave the world with moving forward.
It is my pleasure to introduce 2 students from my group that are graduating with their PhD this year, Kelsey Barrier and Sarah Pribahalo. Kelsey Barrier, her research is entitled Advances in Feature Selection in 1- and 2-dimensional gas chromatography with mass spectrometry. Likewise, Sarah Pribahalo Her research is entitled Advanced Chemometrics and Fundamental Considerations for Non-Targeted Analysis with Comprehensive Multidimensional Gas Chromatography with Time of Flight Mass Spectrometry. I am proud to have had the opportunity to work with both of them. They are extremely talented, hardworking, and productive young scientists. For the last few years, they have been the consistent senior leadership that my group has relied upon. All the best to them as they embark on their next steps in life.
It is now my pleasure to introduce Professor Gary Drobny, Associate Chair for Undergraduate Education in the Department of Chemistry.
I'm Gary Drobny, Professor of Chemistry and the Associate Chair for the Undergraduate Chemistry Program. Today, we celebrate the accomplishments of students who have completed a degree program in chemistry or biochemistry. This year, approximately 385 students will graduate from the University of Washington with degrees in chemistry or biochemistry, making our program one of the largest undergraduate chemistry programs in the nation. Our degree recipients have completed courses of study that are among the most rigorous and exacting at this university. These degrees include the Bachelor of Arts in Chemistry, Bachelor of Science in Chemistry, Bachelor of Science in Chemistry with American Chemical Society certification, Bachelor of Arts in Biochemistry, and finally, the Bachelor of Science in Biochemistry. We take great satisfaction in knowing that the hard work and dedication displayed by these students can open up numerous career paths and opportunities. For example, about 40% of our chemistry and biochemistry graduates will enter professional schools in health-related fields, such as medicine, dentistry, or pharmacy. About 10% of our graduating class will enroll in PhD programs in chemistry, biochemistry, or in related fields. About 40% will enter the job market directly. While many may become practicing chemists or teach chemistry in secondary schools, our graduates work in a variety of fields, including biotechnology, bioinformatics, forensics, pharmaceuticals, and so on. Finally, 10% of our graduates are not sure of their plans at this time. We'd like to call attention to those students who are graduating with baccalaureate honors. The top 10% of students graduating in each UW college are awarded distinctions based on cumulative grade point average. Summa cum laude designates the top 0.5%, magna cum laude the next 3%, and cum laude the next 6.5%. Among our graduates are 21 students who have earned a grade point average of 3.79 or higher, and will thus receive their degrees cum laude or with honors. 18 of these students join us today. These students are Carl Anderson, David Hales, Robert Halverson, Alexandra Hildreth, Gina Hune, Son Hune, Shou Tzi Liu, Wenbo Liu, Annika McManaman, Kyung Park, Hugo Pontus, Mackenzie Story, Levi C., Jin Ray T., Robert Wang, Alex Wu, Yuqing Xia, and Jade Yang. 11 of our students have earned a grade point average of 3.89 or higher and will receive their degrees magna cum laude with high honors. Our magna cum laude graduates are Raken Al-Yami, Noah Baker, Michael Din, Garrett Friedman, Troy Friedman, Ellie McMillan, Taylor Moreno, Caitlin Mosteller, Sharon Huynh, Jonathan Poor, Guy Wong Kim Redden, and 4 additional students have earned a grade point average of 3.97 or higher and will receive their degrees summa cum laude with highest honors. Our summa cum laude graduates are Zodi Kuhreiter Young, Alder Strange, Brian Strobel, Grace Wang. Congratulations to all of our honors graduates. An important aspect of education at a research university is the opportunity for undergraduate students to perform supervised laboratory research. Approximately 65% of our students have been involved in undergraduate research. Every year, the Department of Chemistry gives awards that recognize students for distinguished accomplishment in research. Recipients of these awards are selected on the basis of recommendations from their faculty mentors. This year, we have 7 students who have received our award for distinguished research in chemistry. 6 join us today. Ruben Crew for research with Professor Zhang. John Day for research with Professor Thaberge. Maddie Ickman, research with Professor Zalatan. Dane Johnson, research with Professor Cassert. Natalia Wilcox, research with Professor Zalatan. Ingrid Zimmerman, research with Professor Cassert. In addition, the Department of Biochemistry has selected 8 students to receive an award for distinguished research in biochemistry. 6 of these students join us today. They are Miriam Al-Saidi, research with Professor Klebet; Marie Bauer, research with Professor Davis; Rose Fields, research with Professor King; Shannon Hu, research with Professor Kwan; Aaron Shou-Tzi Liu, research with Professor Rahola Baker; Diana Misha, research with Professor Klebet. Please join me in congratulating these scholars.
And now it is the moment you've all been waiting for. I'm pleased to introduce you to Professor Forrest Michael and Professor David Ginger, who will be recognizing our baccalaureate students today.
Yongxin Jia, Bachelor of Science in Chemistry.
Helena Mungasha, Bachelor of Arts, Biochemistry.
Wendy Ni, Bachelor of Science in Biochemistry and Chemistry and College Honors.
Ethan Alexander White, Bachelor of Science, Biochemistry.
Amanda A. Mangus, Bachelor of Arts in Biochemistry.
Tanner Mooney, Bachelor of Arts, Biochemistry.
Matthew Donnelly, Bachelor of Arts in Biochemistry.
Daniela Alexandria Long, Bachelor of Arts, Biochemistry.
Qingyu Guo, Bachelor of Science in Biochemistry.
Yin Zhu, Bachelor of Science, Biochemistry.
Meihuan Ji, Bachelor of Science in Biochemistry.
Timothy Dewey Pham, Bachelor of Science, Biochemistry.
Lauren Yvette Marie Kominsky, Bachelor of Science in Biochemistry.
Edwin Antonio Oliveira, Bachelor of Science in Biochemistry.
Jordan Furseth, Bachelor of Science in Chemistry.
Jaspreet Singh, Bachelor of Arts, Biochemistry.
Nicole F. Poe, Bachelor of Arts in Biochemistry.
Natalie Quinn Hernandez, Bachelor of Arts in Biochemistry.
Rakan Jubran Al-Yami, Bachelor of Arts in Biochemistry and magna cum laude.
Mary Klein, Bachelor of Science, Chemistry.
Palace C. B. Burhan, Bachelor of Science in Biochemistry and Departmental Honors.
Wasfia Hoke, Bachelor of Science, Chemistry.
Dan Yu Zhang, Bachelor of Arts in Biochemistry.
Nuoc Tran, Bachelor of Arts in Biochemistry.
Allison M. Gard, Bachelor of Science in Biochemistry.
Georges Camille Mochafo Simo, Bachelor of Arts in Biochemistry.
Benji M. Frank, Bachelor of Arts in Biochemistry.
Miriam Al-Saidi, Bachelor of Science, Biochemistry with Departmental Honors.
Juliana Chi K. Ng, Bachelor of Science in Biochemistry.
Grace Wang, Bachelor of Science in Biochemistry, Interdisciplinary Honors, and Summa Cum Laude.
Jeremy Chan, Bachelor of Science in Biochemistry.
Kelly Zing, Bachelor of Science in Biochemistry.
Isabella Renee Moxigimba, Bachelor of Science in Biochemistry.
Christopher Ryan Schafter, Bachelor of Science in Chemistry, ACS Certified.
Catherine S. Ikeda, Bachelor of Science in Chemistry.
Sonia Vogler, Bachelor of Science in Biochemistry.
Liz Sullivan, Bachelor of Arts in Biochemistry.
Katie Michelle Lee, Bachelor of Arts, Biochemistry.
Hui Nguyen, Bachelor of Science in Biochemistry.
Ryan Daniel Gregory, Bachelor of Science in Biochemistry.
Luis E. Navarro, Bachelor of Science in Biochemistry.
Yen Cho, Bachelor of Science in Biochemistry.
Nico Bricker, Bachelor of Arts in Chemistry and Biochemistry.
Malavika Ramnath, Bachelor of Science in Biochemistry, Interdisciplinary Honors.
Robert Chayo Halverson, Bachelor of Science in Chemistry, cum laude.
Maanya Puri, Bachelor of Arts in Biochemistry.
Bob Wang, Bachelor of Arts in Chemistry and a Bachelor of Science in Biochemistry, cum laude.
Patricia Shah, Bachelor of Science in Biochemistry, cum laude.
Erin Liu, Bachelor of Science in Biochemistry, Departmental Honors, cum laude.
Chung Sun Dai, Bachelor of Arts in Biochemistry.
Heidi Mahecha, Bachelor of Science in Biochemistry.
Angel A. Gomez, Bachelor of Science in Biochemistry.
Ji-Hoon Park, Bachelor of Science in Biochemistry.
Song Siua, Bachelor of Arts in Chemistry.
Eileen Lee, Bachelor of Science in Biochemistry, Departmental Honors.
David Patrick Hales, Bachelor of Science, Chemistry, ACS Certified, Departmental Honors, cum laude.
Ziyu Guo, Bachelor of Science in Biochemistry.
Megan Lee, Bachelor of Science in Biochemistry.
Kirilo Gdanskia, Bachelor of Science in Biochemistry.
Sarah Mei Claypool, Bachelor of Science in Biochemistry.
Shruti Ayunde, Bachelor of Science in Biochemistry.
Kenu Maney, Bachelor of Arts in Biochemistry.
Cole Meyer Pugliano, Bachelor of Science in Biochemistry.
Ivy Truk Duan, Bachelor of Science in Biochemistry.
Selorm A. Tamaklo, Bachelor of Arts in Biochemistry.
Ingrid Zimmerman, Bachelor of Science, Chemistry.
Haley Claire Schilling, Bachelor of Arts in Biochemistry.
Amy Nguyen, Bachelor of Arts in Biochemistry.
Alder Colleen Strange, Bachelor of Science in Biochemistry, Interdisciplinary Honors, and summa cum laude.
Dairong Han, Bachelor of Science in Biochemistry.
Anna Konstantin, Bachelor of Science in Biochemistry.
John Purr, Bachelor of Science, Biochemistry, College Honors, and magna cum laude.
Allison Jane Bacon, Bachelor of Arts in Biochemistry.
Nathan Alexander Areola, Bachelor of Science in Biochemistry.
Tahir Avnan, Bachelor of Science in Biochemistry, Departmental Honors.
Dylan Law, Bachelor of Science, Biochemistry.
Faramars Shoku Himatanag, Bachelor of Science in Biochemistry.
Ken Ning, Bachelor of Science in Biochemistry.
Han Julie Choi, Bachelor of Arts in Biochemistry.
Amy Chen, Bachelor of Science in Biochemistry.
Toan Dao, Bachelor of Science in Biochemistry.
Xuan Ni Nguyen, Bachelor of Science, Biochemistry.
Rhythma Manocha, Bachelor of Science in Biochemistry.
Lisa Pranake, Bachelor of Arts in Biochemistry.
Catherine Bao An Pham, Bachelor of Arts in Biochemistry.
Tara Mihailovich, Bachelor of Science, Biochemistry.
Jingyi Wang, Bachelor of Science in Biochemistry.
Yasemin Alkahachi, Bachelor of Science, Biochemistry.
Madeline DeRoche, Bachelor of Arts in Biochemistry.
Lu Feng, Bachelor of Arts in Chemistry.
Marie Virginia Bauer, Bachelor of Science in Biochemistry.
Bella L. Ray, Bachelor of Science in Chemistry.
V. Chao Tao Le, Bachelor of Science in Chemistry.
Levi Sai, Bachelor of Science in Biochemistry, cum laude.
Chen Xin Sun, Bachelor of Science in Biochemistry.
Nels W. Shemek, Bachelor of Science in Biochemistry.
Hugo Pontes, Bachelor of Arts in Biochemistry, cum laude.
Jasmine Itafo, Bachelor of Arts in Biochemistry.
Kate Brianne Jurgens, Bachelor of Science in Biochemistry.
Thomas Smithman, Bachelor of Science, Biochemistry.
Jordan Samuel Tweeder, Bachelor of Science in Biochemistry.
Jonathan Luong, Bachelor of Arts in Biochemistry.
An T. Tuyet Vo, Bachelor of Arts in Biochemistry.
Ellen Disa Crawford, Bachelor of Science in Biochemistry.
Cullen William DeMarcus, Bachelor of Science in Biochemistry and Departmental Honors.
Erica Coronel, Bachelor of Arts in Biochemistry.
Bradley Michael Jarvis, Bachelor of Science in Chemistry.
Nicole Brennick, Bachelor of Science in Biochemistry.
Jeong Gun Park, Bachelor of Science in Chemistry.
Kelsey Daniela Jeffries, Bachelor of Arts in Chemistry.
Dylan Morgan, Bachelor of Science in Biochemistry.
Tommy Kian, Bachelor of Science in Biochemistry.
Garrett Parker Friedman, Bachelor of Arts in Biochemistry, Bachelor of Science in Chemistry, ACS certified, and magna cum laude.
Gerald Hubert Tay, Bachelor of Science in Chemistry.
Tao Tran, Bachelor of Arts in Biochemistry.
Graham Vissers, Bachelor of Science in Biochemistry.
John H. Day, Bachelor of Science in Biochemistry and Departmental Honors.
Wenbo Liu, Bachelor of Science in Biochemistry, cum laude.
Kevin H. Lee, Bachelor of Science in Biochemistry.
Montana Hagstrom, Bachelor of Arts in Biochemistry.
Anjali Sharma, Bachelor of Arts in Biochemistry.
Connor Stephen Jewell, Bachelor of Science in Chemistry.
Susan Sohyung Kim, Bachelor of Science in Biochemistry.
Jonathan Charles Ma, Bachelor of Science in Biochemistry, Departmental Honors.
Matthew Dean Kimball, Bachelor of Science in Chemistry.
Kwa Do, Bachelor of Arts in Biochemistry.
Brian Morgan Tan, Bachelor of Science in Biochemistry.
Michael Cordes, Bachelor of Science in Chemistry.
Emily Gidritis, Bachelor of Science in Biochemistry and in Chemistry.
Noah Robert Baker, Bachelor of Science in Biochemistry, Departmental Honors, magna cum laude.
Mengjun Lin, Bachelor of Arts in Biochemistry.
Sin Lei, Bachelor of Arts, Chemistry.
Madeleine M. Eakin, Bachelor of Science in Biochemistry.
Hikari Akasaki, Bachelor of Science in Biochemistry.
Gargi Sivaram, Bachelor of Science in Biochemistry.
Rose Bella Luna Fields, Bachelor of Science in Biochemistry.
Annie Lu Vong, Bachelor of Arts in Biochemistry.
Chae-Yun Kim, Bachelor of Arts in Biochemistry.
Samara Erin Williams, Bachelor of Science in Biochemistry.
Isabella Jacqueline Merrill, Bachelor of Science in Biochemistry.
Elgene John Abenoja Kitevis, Bachelor of Science in Biochemistry.
Thomas Krivak, Bachelor of Science in Biochemistry.
Shin Ray T, Bachelor of Science in Biochemistry, cum laude.
An Thuy T. Vo, Bachelor of Science, Biochemistry.
Sydney C. Boker, Bachelor of Science in Biochemistry and Departmental Honors.
Grace M., Bachelor of Arts in Biochemistry.
Katie Mosteler, Bachelor of Arts in Biochemistry, magna cum laude.
Riley Douglas Rogan, Bachelor of Science in Chemistry.
Peter J. Matulich, Bachelor of Science in Biochemistry.
Diego Delgadillo, Bachelor of Science in Biochemistry.
Cheng Chen, Bachelor of Arts in Biochemistry.
Million K. Berhe, Bachelor of Arts in Biochemistry.
Brooke Mariko Figueroa, Bachelor of Science in Biochemistry.
Sharon Nguyen, Bachelor of Science in Biochemistry, magna cum laude.
Nicholas Patton Shugart, Bachelor of Arts in Biochemistry.
Emily K. Vo, Bachelor of Arts in Chemistry, Bachelor of Science in Biochemistry, and Departmental Honors.
Jade Yang, Bachelor of Science in Biochemistry, cum laude.
Kyung Yun Park, Bachelor of Arts in Biochemistry with Departmental Honors, cum laude.
Mohammed Al-Sagor, Bachelor of Science in Chemistry.
Ima A. Ohoere, Bachelor of Arts in Biochemistry.
Miley Nguyen, Bachelor of Science in Biochemistry.
Jesse Singh, Bachelor of Arts in Biochemistry.
Son Nok Win, Bachelor of Science in Biochemistry, cum laude.
Giovanni Paul Simpson, Bachelor of Arts in Biochemistry.
Sharda Reina, Bachelor of Science in Biochemistry.
Janet Pan, Bachelor of Science in Biochemistry.
Hayoung Jung, Bachelor of Arts in Biochemistry.
Michelle Yu, Bachelor of Arts in Biochemistry.
Heather Feng Nguyen, Bachelor of Science in Biochemistry.
Mackenzie Joe Story, Bachelor of Science in Biochemistry, cum laude.
Luke Hatcher, Bachelor of Science in Chemistry.
Angel Tan Wong, Bachelor of Science in Biochemistry.
Paktima Tong, Bachelor of Arts in Biochemistry and Bachelor of Science in Chemistry.
Gina T. Huynh, Bachelor of Arts in Biochemistry, cum laude.
Samantha Marcotte, Bachelor of Science in Biochemistry.
Carl Anderson, Bachelor of Science in Biochemistry, cum laude.
Suiyi Chiu, Bachelor of Arts in Biochemistry.
Srinita Selakumaran Luta, Bachelor of Arts in Biochemistry.
Christine Abigail Estrada Liano, Bachelor of Science in Biochemistry. Madeline P. Eekman, Bachelor of Science in Biochemistry.
Jillian Sonderegger, Bachelor of Science in Chemistry.
Miranda N. Howe, Bachelor of Science in Biochemistry.
Richard Nguyen, Bachelor of Science in Biochemistry.
Dustin M. Hardesty, Bachelor of Arts in Chemistry and in Biochemistry.
Nicholas Koo, Bachelor of Science in Biochemistry.
Hannah Redden, Bachelor of Science in Biochemistry, Departmental Honors, and magna cum laude.
Perry Nguyen, Bachelor of Arts in Chemistry.
An Dong, Bachelor of Arts in Biochemistry.
Frederick Kays, Bachelor of Arts in Biochemistry.
Noah Williams, Bachelor of Science in Biochemistry.
Eric Dochi, Bachelor of Arts in Chemistry.
Amer Taj, Bachelor of Arts in Biochemistry.
Bao Wen Liang, Bachelor of Science in Biochemistry.
Michael Din, Bachelor of Science in Biochemistry and magna cum laude.
Deanna Miche, Bachelor of Science in Biochemistry.
Cody Eric Williams, Bachelor of Arts in Biochemistry.
Fan Liu, Bachelor of Science in Biochemistry.
John Connor Snell, Bachelor of Science in Biochemistry.
Ginger Hojung Kwok, Bachelor of Science in Biochemistry.
Radhika Dalal, Bachelor of Science in Biochemistry.
Jinlan Liu, Bachelor of Arts in Chemistry and Bachelor of Science in Biochemistry.
Yejin Lee, Bachelor of Science in Biochemistry and in Chemistry.
April Nguyen Ui, Bachelor of Arts in Biochemistry.
Sarah Jane Kim, Bachelor of Science in Biochemistry.
Annika Marie McMonaman, Bachelor of Science in Biochemistry, cum laude.
Ellie S. McMillan, Bachelor of Arts in Biochemistry and magna cum laude.
Taylor J. Moreno, Bachelor of Arts in Biochemistry, magna cum laude.
Sarvanaz Sheikh, Bachelor of Science in Biochemistry.
David Y. Tang, Bachelor of Science in Biochemistry.
Jonathan Y. Tang, Bachelor of Science in Biochemistry.
Natalia M. Wilcox, Bachelor of Arts in Biochemistry.
Alex Wu, Bachelor of Science in Biochemistry and cum laude.
Brian K. Strobel, Bachelor of Science in Biochemistry, summa cum laude.
Alexandra Hildreth, Bachelor of Arts in Biochemistry, cum laude.
Shannon J. Hu, Bachelor of Arts in Biochemistry, interdisciplinary honors.
Dane A. Johnson, Bachelor of Science in Chemistry, ACS certified, and in Biochemistry, and departmental honors. Zodi Cooper-Ryder Young, Bachelor of Arts in Chemistry and in Biochemistry, and summa cum laude.
Ruben Crew, Bachelor of Science in Chemistry. Troy V. Friedman, Bachelor of Science in Biochemistry, magna cum laude.
Congratulations, students and families. We are proud of all you've accomplished. Before we leave, we'd like to share some final student memories from the past few years. The virtual reception information will be at the very end, and we hope to see you there. Thank you and congratulations.